Cars and motor vehicles packed high with belongings, entire families on the road, dead bodies buried hastily in fields. 80 years on, images of the French exodus are still shocking. On the 10th of May 1940, the Nazis launched their offensive on Western Europe. Panic spread through Belgium and northern France, where people could still remember the violence of the German invasion of 1914. Executions, rape, brutality. They didn't want to relive that nightmare. An estimated 2 million Belgians converged on the French border within just a few days, along with people from the Netherlands and Luxembourg. Then those living in towns and villages in northern and eastern France began to flee. Their number swelled massively. By June, Nazi troops were approaching Paris. The exodus took on unprecedented proportions as people fled the French capital. In the space of a few weeks, 8 to 10 million refugees had hit the roads, nearly a quarter of the French population at the time. Even the French government fled, leaving Paris on the 10th of June for the town of Tours and then Bordeaux before Vichy. On the roads, those with cars soon ran out of petrol. Bicycles changed hands for astronomical prices and fights often broke out. German Stukas dive-bombed some fleeing civilians, sowing death and destruction. The terrifying sound of the plunging aircraft sirens became a lasting symbol of the exodus. The precise death toll is hard to calculate, but it's estimated 100,000 people lost their lives on the road. In the panic, families were torn apart. The Red Cross established that around 90,000 children were separated from their parents. Some areas in south and central France became overpopulated. After France's Vichy regime signed an armistice with the Nazis on the 22nd of June, refugees started being returned, but the organisation was difficult. Some residents of north and eastern France weren't able to return because their homes lay in a carved-out forbidden zone. Some Jews were turned back at the demarcation line with Nazi-occupied France, notably those from Alsace, which had been annexed by Germany. But in the end, most refugees did go back home, where they lived under occupation.